So you're thinking of applying to Go Global, but you really want to know what options we have for partner schools before you make that final decision. That's fair. So there are two ways of doing this. One is you can go through our Upbound Exchange program, which is for our winter programs, or you can go into the short-term programs on the side, go to Summer Abroad, and there's also a link there. The link will take you to the same place, so it doesn't really matter which way you approach it from. When we scroll down, we'll see that there's a big blue box here, Winter Partner Schools, and then it'll take you down further down the page, list of partner university schools. This is a page that you will likely want to bookmark. It is hosted by our Vancouver campus, and that's totally okay. The information on this page is the same regardless of which campus you're from. So when we're on here, you're going to see that there is a search box with a bunch of drop-down filter options. We generally don't advise that you choose too many of these options because it can narrow the pool down. We'd like to start a little broader and then narrow it down if you need to from there. So a couple of the ones that you want to make sure you're using are program type, because you'll be able to select either exchange, which is for the winter, or summer abroad, which is specific to summer. Once you've selected that, you can then go into country if that's something that's important for you. If you only want to look at, say, Australia, then you would just select that and it will show you all the Australian universities. But you can also leave it set to any, and it'll show all of our partner universities from there. Another one you could use is the tuition payable to. This one we really only advise that you use in the summer if you need to, because there's three options in here and you kind of have to look through all three to be able to see all the options that are available. So you could look to see if tuition is payable to the partner institution, you could select that, and it'll just show you the results where it's only partner institution options available for tuition. You could select UBC and it will just show you the options where you pay UBC tuition to. Or you can select the one that has both, and then when you apply, you can select one or the other. Now, for those going abroad in the winter, the majority of our schools are UBC tuition. There are a few where partner institution tuition is an option, but by and large, the UBC tuition is the majority of the options available. So you don't have to use this, but you can if you like. Really, like I said, the program type is the only one that I tend to use when I'm looking through this for students. So then you click on to search. And when you scroll down, you can see all the different partner schools available. Now, what this doesn't do is filter out schools that are only available for our Vancouver campus. So there is a bit of interpretation required here. So for example, if you open up Vienna University of Economics and Business and then scroll down on that page, you'll see that it is open to commerce in UBC Vancouver only. So that means that commerce students in the Okanagan are not eligible to apply, nor are any students from other faculties at UBC Okanagan. If we go back and we select another university like University of Queensland, you'll see that it doesn't have that same stipulation on it when we scroll down. So you can see that students are able to take coursework in most areas of study. The areas of study available are a variety of them, so there's not that same restriction in place. So this is a partner that is open to almost every student on campus. Other information that you want to pay attention to on our partner pages are the location. There's always going to be a little map picture here. You can also utilize that map that's on our UBC Okanagan page. It'll say which terms are available. So for our Australian and New Zealand partners, the split term option is available, which is generally term 2 of your year 3, term 1 of your year 4. And the reason for that is that our Australian partners and our New Zealand partners use a flipped academic cycle. So their academic year runs from February to November. So it just allows you to go for their full year. But you could also go for our full year where you're going for their term 2 and their term 1. It gets a little complicated, but just come ask an advisor if you have questions on that. We'll also make sure that if you do apply for one of those options that you've selected the right one. You'll also see some information on which term dates are available for this partner school, some information on course availability, restrictions, and this is something you do want to pay attention to in addition to other information that's on this page. And I'm going to use an example of the University of Glasgow for this. So when you scroll down to the United Kingdom, you're going to see University of Glasgow, and it's going to have a variety of restrictions in place. And this is something that you want to pay attention to because it may impact which school you decide to go to. So on this page, you're going to see that it has some information for a variety of disciplines available for study at Glasgow. Some big ones are engineering, where students must take their courses from one year level and one specific discipline at Glasgow for all their engineering courses. For biology, a lot of the courses carry a high credit value with them, so it reduces your flexibility to take a variety of courses while you're there. And for the business school, it can be difficult to take subjects from the different disciplines within their school. So this is something that you want to pay attention to. If you have questions on any of the restrictions, what they mean, how they apply to you, please speak with a Go Global advisor for more context. Other details that are available on these pages is who tuition is paid to, what that looks like. So if you're going abroad in the winter, you do pay for 15 credits of equivalent full-time tuition per term that you're abroad. So if you're going for a full year, you pay 15 credits of tuition to UBC in term 1 and in term 2. There's also information here for financial planning. So there's a cost of living calculator, our Money Matters page, which will be discussed in another video, and additional details available for students such as the transfer credit, which again is another video too. One other thing to draw your attention to is housing. And so the reason we do that is that although there isn't a link here for information on accommodation, sometimes the link provided goes to the university's general accommodation page. Sometimes it goes to their accommodation page for exchange students. And there is a difference between those because the procedures often differ between full degree students and exchange students. So the best thing I recommend that you do if you're looking for information on accommodations is to go into the program website at the top and navigate to accommodation information from their exchange page, because that information will likely be more pertinent to you than if you go to their general accommodation page.